Hi, it has been a little while and a lot has changed, as you could probably tell from the background. I've officially moved into my new house, which is wonderful, but things are kind of stressful still. It's been a while, and I bought some books during my unplanned hiatus. Today's video is going to be me showing you all of those books. I do apologize if you can hear anything in the background. The library is at the very front of the house, right next to like a main street, so apologies if you can hear anything. But nonetheless, let's get into it. So, I do not remember when I bought these, so apologies for that. But anyway, She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker-Chan. I remember hearing everybody rave about this book, and I need more authors of colour on my bookshelves, so I decided to pick this up. I believe it's similar to Mulan. So I'm just going to read the back of this because that's going to be the easiest option for me. In a famine-stricken village, a seer shows two children their futures. For the boy, greatness; for the girl, nothingness. But China in 1345 is under harsh Mongolian rule, and for peasants, greatness only appears in stories. The Zhu family is mystified as to how their son, Zhu Chongba, will achieve such success. In contrast, an early death for a mere daughter is only to be expected. Yet when a bandit attacks the two children, it's Zhu Chongba who dies. Desperate to survive, his sister steals his identity to enter the monastery. There, disguised as a male novice, Zhu learns she can be ruthless to avoid her faith. But when her sanctuary is destroyed, Zhu is cast back into the war-torn world. To change her ending, there is only one thing she can do: claim her brother's great destiny as her own. So very Mulan-esque, which I'm excited for. I think I may have mentioned that I bought this, but I did buy House of Sky and Breath, so I bought the paperback as well as the hardback, but this is what I'm going to read first because I am going to mark it up like I did with the paperback copy of Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. So, House of Sky and Breath. Have not heard incredible things about this. I haven't really heard much, but what I have heard is that a lot of people didn't really enjoy it, so I'm kind of scared to go into it, but I have finished my reread of Crescent City. So yes, if you don't know what this is the second book to House of Earth and Blood, which is the first book in the Crescent City series. Follows our main character, Bryce Quinlan, who is a half-elf. She is asked by the government of the world if she can assist in what did I just do to my hair? She is asked if she can assist in a sort of murder investigation because she has ties to the possible suspect, and because this investigation is very dangerous, they task Hunt Athalar to be her bodyguard, and Hunt is a fallen angel. So yes, that is a very basic premises to it. There's a lot more involved in it, with plots and schemes and things like that. And it's also Sarah J. Maas, so you just know that it's going to lead to something bigger. So yes. Next, I just had to get this when I first saw it. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Dark academia. That's basically all I know. With magic, I also believe. So 6 extraordinary magicians, 5 chances to win, 1 secret society. Each decade, 6 magicians are invited to compete for an incredible prize, a place within the secretive Alexandrian society. Their custodians guard knowledge from ancient civilizations and enjoy incredible power. And here are the contenders. Libby Rhodes and Nico de Verona are inseparable enemies, and both can control matter with their mind. Parissa Camilla is a telepath who can perceive the deepest of secrets. Rihanna Mori understands the flow of life itself. And Callum Nova is an empath who can manipulate the desires of others. Finally, there's Tristan Kane, whose powers mystify even himself. Oh, interesting. Following their recruitment by mysterious Atlas Blakey, they travel to the Society's London headquarters. Here, each must study and innovate within esoteric subjects, and if they can prove themselves over a year, they'll survive. Most of them. Next, I picked up a book that I had been dying to have. So, The British Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I've heard wonderful things about this. Actually, no, I've heard mixed things about this, if I'm honest. But Sarah J. Maas has blurbed, or at least quoted, the back of the book anyway, and she says it's one of the best fantasy novels that she's read in a long time. Everyone in this neighborhood also has very loud cars, so that's a plus. With stunningly intricate world building that leaps off the page and characters who are so vibrant that you wish they were real, it grabs you by the heart and the throat from the first pages and doesn't let go until long after it's over. So, sounds pretty interesting. From what I know about this, it is basically a daughter trying to overthrow her father, the Emperor, because he's using his bone shard magic in a bad way. And she wants to know that magic. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. This is a lot thinner than I was expecting. I think it's a young adult, and it's only 300 pages, so that's not really what I was expecting. It's also a very weird size, which I don't like because it doesn't match up with the rest of my books, but that's okay. This is meant to be like a Crimson Peaks / Labyrinth-esque book, I believe. We have our main character, Olivia Pryor. She receives a letter from some long-distant relative, I believe, saying that she has inherited his estate, and she forgets about it for ages, and then discovers that her uncle is dead, and so she has to go and, I think, live in the estate. I'm not entirely too sure, but she gets told that there is one part of the house that she's not allowed to go into. Obviously, that then goes into the whole gothic thing, so that one hasn't been doing too well from what I've seen, by the way. I'll do the next three in tandem, together. So, my partner and I, while we were bored and had nothing to do, we went to the bookstore, and I said to him, I'm like, oh, well, did you want to do like a little game thing where we each pick a book for each other to read? And so, I picked out for him Red Rising, as well as James A. Corey's Leviathan Wakes, because he's into sci-fi and stuff like that, so I figured this would be a good place to start. So I have this one. I don't really know anything about it. All I know is that it is a classic sci-fi book. That's pretty much all I know. And then for myself, he got me the first two books in the Graceling series by Christine Kishore. So I have these two. I did start reading it, haven't really continued it. But yes, I have Graceling and Fire, book 1 and 2. I don't really know too much about these. All I know is that Graceling is like a ability that people tend to have, and they can be really good at something. So our main character, her grace is killing. She's very, very good at killing, and she's also, I think, a queen. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I have those two, so that's that as well. Next, I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This is just one of the most beautiful books that I have ever seen in my entire life. It just looks amazing. So I picked this up because everyone and their dog was talking about it, so I wanted to read it. It is a retelling of a legend of the Moon Goddess. So it's like all like Chinese mythology, and I have started reading it. I've picked up and put down a lot of books. I'm only like 9 pages in, but the writing is very, very beautiful. So this one says, raised on the moon, Jingyan was unaware she was being hidden from the celestial emperor, who exiled her mother for stealing the elixir of immortality. But when her magic flares and Jin Ying's existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Alone, powerless, and afraid, Jin Yin makes her way to the Celestial Kingdom, a land of wonder and secrets in disguise. She trains alongside the Emperor's son, mastering archery and magic despite the passion which flames between them. To rescue her mother, Jing Yin embarks on a quest confronting legendary creatures and vicious enemies, but when forbidden magic threatens the kingdom, Jing Yin must challenge the ruthless emperor, leaving her torn between losing all she loves or plunging the realm into chaos. Sounds good, sounds dramatic and lovely, so I'm excited to read this. And then lastly, I had to complete my trilogy. I am so terrified to read this book. You have no idea. The first two books broke my soul, and so I am terrified to continue and finish it. This is the third and last book in the Aurora Cycle series. This is Aurora's End. Aurora Cycle is the first book, and we follow a large cast of characters. One of the main characters that we follow is a boy called Tyler, and he is like the best of the best at his space flight academy, and he wants to be able to pick like the best of the best to create like the best crew that there possibly can be. He gets distracted while a pre-graduation flight and discovers a girl in a ship that is supposed to be like missing for years and years and years, like hundreds of years. So he saves her, and in doing that is late to the graduation, so he has to pick from the bottom of the barrel, and gets stuck with like the misfits and stuff like that. And while he's doing that, the girl that he rescued stows away on his ship and then throws them into chaos as the government starts to chase after them. So it's a very crazy whirlwind and just so damaging. Yes, so to complete my collection, good old boy Finn. It's also, by the way, written by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, reminiscent of Illuminate Files and stuff like that. Just good. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is very heavy. So these are all the books that I bought within the last like 4 months, I want to say. They're a lot. I probably shouldn't have bought them. But it's fine. Oh, that was very heavy. I'm gonna leave them here. And yeah, if you guys have read any of these books, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you'd like to see me read any of them, do let me know which one. If you'd like to see more of me, I will try to become more active now that I'm beginning to settle in a little bit, but don't hold me to that. Do check out my Instagram and Twitter. Links are always in the description box down below. And if you'd like to stay up to date for more videos, then do be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified for when I upload. And that is pretty much it from me today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon with another video.